Hi everyone. China just came out with a new propaganda video, and if you don't know that it's a propaganda video, it's very effective because it's being spread all over YouTube. Here's one I'll show you in a second. Here's one guy who uploaded it, and there was a lot of guys like him who uploaded it, and he even has the description in German, but the video is in English. But he says, here it says in German, Quelle unbekannt, which means source unknown. But of course that's not true, and his description just says the Lego version of the warnings that China gave to the US. Okay, you'll see. I'll show it to you in a second. It's basically it's not how it happened, but how China wants you to remember it. And this thing is actually as you can see in this ABC article. This is a very good article about it. And here the article explains that this was actually released by China's Xinhua news agency, and Xinhua is there's been other articles and in-depth reports about Xinhua. Xinhua is directly funded by and is directly subsidiary to the Chinese propaganda ministry. So this is not just something that, just so happens to pop up on YouTube, but it doesn't say anything here. It doesn't say Xinhua, and a lot of people are uploading it, and they want you to upload it. So hey, I'll oblige. Okay, let's have a look at it.
December. Strange pneumonia cases reported.
Roger that.
Okay, so this is very cutesy, and okay, you're not supposed to take it too seriously, right? But you're supposed to remember it that way, and eventually, if they keep repeating it enough and use cutesy Lego characters, they'll hope you remember it that way. This is not at all how it happened. So basically, it's saying that already in December, China announced to the world, and especially to the WHO, who apparently then announced it to the world, that there were these pneumonia cases. That's not the case at all. China didn't announce that officially till the end of January, and before that, even still in January, they were still arresting these doctors for trying to tell people about it. The doctors who tried to warn people about it were still arrested even in January. But this is actually talking about December. So no, in December China didn't announce that at all. In December, and even still in January, they were actually still arresting people for arresting those doctors for trying to warn people. So yeah. So you can see there is a little difference between what they want you to remember and how it actually happens, and that's the whole point. But let's go on.
December. Strange pneumonia cases reported.
Roger that.
January. We discovered a new virus.
So what?
It's dangerous.
It's only a flu.
Wear a mask.
Don't wear a mask.
Actually, what they're putting in the mouth of the US here is actually what the WHO said at the beginning. They were playing it down, and China was playing it down. And they were saying stuff like, and the WHO actually said, and that was still in January, and, in January, and I think even in February, no, it was even in February, the WHO still said, oh, there's nothing to worry about, you don't need to cancel your trips to China, and so on, and they were playing it down a lot. You don't need to stop business with China, and they were still saying that sort of thing, And even the WHO said it, and even still in February, they even still said things like that. And China continued saying those things throughout February, playing it down, saying, "Oh no, you don't need to cancel your trips to China. You don't need to stop doing business with China. Please continue to do business with China. It's nothing to worry about. It's contained. It's only in Wuhan. Blah blah blah." Playing it down the entire time, but now they don't want you to remember it that way. They don't want you to remember China playing it down. They want you to remember that the US was really playing it down.
Virus.
So what?
It's dangerous.
It's only a flu.
Wear a mask.
Don't wear a mask.
Stay at home.
It's violating human rights.
Building temporary hospitals.
It's a concentration camp.
Built in 10 days.
Show off.
Time to lockdown.
How barbaric.
February. It's overwhelming our medical system.
Look how backward China is.
The virus is killing doctors.
Typical third world.
It's airborne.
It'll magically go away in April.
Everyone stay at home.
Violation of human rights.
March. Our numbers are now dropping.
Impossible. Look at Italy.
We wore masks.
You lied to us.
We made our data public.
You kept everything secret.
Your people are now dying.
You didn't warn us.
We said it was dangerous.
You lied.
April. We said it was airborne.
You gave false data. Why didn't you warn us?
We said it was dangerous.
The virus is not dangerous, but millions of Chinese are dead. Even though the virus is not dangerous. We are correct, even though we contradict ourselves.
Gosh, just listen to yourself.
That's right. You lied. We did nothing for 3 months. And because the WHO agrees with China, we're cutting funding for the WHO.
Are you listening to yourselves?
We are always correct, even though we contradict ourselves.
That's what I love best about you Americans. Your consistency.
So yeah, it's very obvious anti-American propaganda. But it's very effective, especially with the cutesy Legos, and with it not being obvious that it was done essentially by the Chinese propaganda ministry. Everything that the US is saying there is actually how Chinese people really think, of the US, because you have to understand, in China, it's kind of like in Germany in the Third Reich, they don't have separate concepts of party and country and national identity. It's all jumbled together. So when you criticize the Communist Party for covering up the coronavirus, for instance, and letting millions of people die, then to a Chinese person, that it doesn't sound like you're saying, look, the Chinese Communist Party, to him, he doesn't hear, oh, the Chinese Communist Party let millions of people die. What he hears is, look, your country, your people, you Chinese people, you are terrible. You Chinese people, and you personally, because you are Chinese, you let millions of people die. He doesn't see it as an attack of the Communist Party. Because in his mind, the Communist Party and the country and his nationality and even he himself are the same concept. So when you criticize the Communist Party, he thinks you're really criticizing himself. That's actually, and you can see that mentality very clearly in that little propaganda video. They always have that mentality. They always feel like you're attacking them when you're criticizing the Communist Party. They feel like you're criticizing individual Chinese people personally, even though you're not criticizing Chinese people at all. You're just criticizing the Communist Party. But they can't tell that apart. In their mind, that's all jumbled together. And that's actually how the Communist Party wants you to think. That's how they want Chinese people to think, and they want them to feel offended when someone criticizes the Communist Party. They want them to think that that person isn't criticizing communism. No, that person is criticizing the Chinese nationality and Chinese people in general, and even that Chinese person as an individual. That's how they want you to think. And you can see that in all of their propaganda, and I think it's especially obvious in this one. But of course, they don't even want you to know that it's that it's state-run propaganda. They want you to think that was just done by some guy on YouTube or something.